Hi guys, it's Jazz, and today I'm here with Dan, who is a raw culinary artist, and we're at Far Horizons camp right now. Today I'm just gonna pick his brain about how to start eating raw. Recently I just came back from a trip in Thailand where I was really inspired by a lot of raw food artists, and I'm just really interested in the creative aspect of eating raw. And I know that a lot of people out there really want to attempt eating raw, or they're interested in it, but they don't know how to start. So, Dan, can you kind of start the conversation by, what is the easiest way to transition into eating raw?
First step that's important is to build your book of confidence, basically. What are you going to reach for when you have questions? Not many of us have gurus in the areas that we're beginning to start because we don't even know enough to reach out to them.
Yes.
And it's really important to make sure that we have the proper resources before we even start. It's important, I think, a lot of times to, even if you don't understand the questions you may have, to go to some websites and find some frequently asked questions and Google frequently asked questions on a raw diet.
So with shopping for raw food, or shopping to cook raw or to create raw, a lot of people feel like, especially in the city, eating raw and eating organic is probably really expensive. Do you have any tips as far as, purchasing produce and how to make the most out of the produce that you're creating with?
Yeah, I would say one thing to keep in mind is that we don't get our nutrients from volume. One big thing that, happens too is sometimes we forget that the less nutrient dense food is, the more land it takes to grow, and the more room it takes in our stomach to be used. The more nutrient dense foods are the foods that don't take as much time to digest, and they also don't take the amount of volume. So I would recommend going more off feel and the way you feel than whether or not you feel like you're eating enough food. And the money problem ends up solving itself because all we're doing is maintaining nutrient levels in our body. So when we switch away from volume, you only eat according to whether or not your body is needing nutrients. And when you're not using all your energy to digest complex cooked food that has had a lot of the enzymes stripped out, your body doesn't need to replenish as many of the nutrients because it's not wasting them.
What are some produce or vegetables that have a lot of flavor that you can use to create interesting and creative dishes?
So one that I really like is jicama, because jicama is really diverse. You can pretty much, I use it because sometimes I enjoy a crunch. So you can slice it thin into chips, you can kind of make it into fries, and then what I do is I'll soak it overnight in some orange juice. Or mix in a little balsamic, which may not be make it completely raw, but that's where sometimes you just have to be gentle on yourself as you transition. I also find mango could be very good because it can be made into a sauce. You can thin it out with coconut water into a fruit soup. There's just a lot. And banana as well. You can make puddings out of banana. You can just blend them up with a little bit of alternate milk and put it in the fridge, or you can freeze the bananas and put them in a food processor and make ice cream.
Ooh, yeah. You told me about this date energizing drink, and I was so fascinated by it because I love dates and the taste of dates and how naturally rich dates are. So can you tell us how to make this energizing date drink?
Yeah, so if you take dates and if they're more of the firm style date, then you want to probably chop them up just a little, maybe even just cut them in half lengthwise. But then soak them in water, enough water to be fully submerged, overnight or 8 to 12 hours, and then drain it, and then fill it up with, you're going to want to use ideally purified or alkaline water would be best. And you're going to blend it up, concentrate it, and then add more water in until you get to the sweetness that you desire. But by soaking it, you're breaking down some of those fibers and enabling the enzymes to be more easily absorbed. So when you're drinking it, you're replenishing your body with not only nutrients, so you're not only giving it beneficial things, but you're reducing the amount of energy output your body has to use. So after a workout, during a hike, it's really good. And it's also really nice for people that work in an office who find themselves falling into monotony, of a really baseline energy level. It really helps boost the energy level without having to worry about a crash afterwards.
Nice. Wow, I'm totally going to try that at home because I love dates and I always need energy. So thank you guys so much for all this really hearty information about eating and healing. And I hope this was really helpful for you guys. I know I got a lot out of it. Let us know if you have any questions, and I'll do my best to answer it. And if I cannot, I will reach out to Dan here. But thank you again so much for watching. And until next time, remember to live whole and be free.
Us personal growth junkies are truly kind of like zombies when it comes to personal growth. We fiend on it.